In your experience coaching, what have you found is the best way to make sure the same team doesn't beat you twice and you don't linger over a loss like Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always have to, whether you win or you lose, we have routines, in coaching and when on teams. And you have a process that you go through for every game, that you're getting ready for. And so you prepare for it, you play it, and then you learn from it, and then you move on. And I think there's certain games, obviously, that are heartbreakers. That there can be some lingering effects, and as a coach, you just have to, get your team to fight that, and really focus on the task at hand. That's really all you can do.
Did you get a good vibe off of them in practice yesterday?
We didn't have practice yesterday. It was a natural day off for us, so we'll get after it today.
How's Sean doing?
He's getting a little bit better, but we'll see. We're not sure yet. How that's going to play out.
Richmond, I don't know that you've probably seen a little bit of the Dayton tape from them on Saturday.
Yeah.
To me, uneducated opinion, it looked like one of their best defensive efforts that I've seen in some time. Is that what you picked up off of that game?
Yeah, I mean they're the best defensive team right now in our conference. They're doing some really good things on that side of the ball. They've got Quinn, in and around the rim and able to move and protect the paint. Their guards, 1 through 4, really, are really doing a great job of keeping teams out of there and putting pressure where it needs to be, and they've just got a well-balanced defense, and they rebound.
What kind of matchup for Toby and Firm is Quinn?
Yeah, he's a tough matchup for anybody because he's such a good passer. He finds his teammates, and helps them get baskets, near the rim. On back cuts and other opportunities. He can score one-on-one, on the block. He can score, in that kind of mid-range near the free throw line, area as well. He's definitely a weapon, for sure.
How do you slow down King?
King, I mean, we're going to give it our best. I know that. He's a dynamite player. He's had a great, and it's not start to the season, start to the conference season, right? We're almost halfway through. Established himself as, one of the best players in the conference and can really score the basketball. He can beat you in a multitude of ways. He can beat you from the three-point line. He can beat you in mid-range pull-ups. He can beat you at the rim. He's excellent in transition, and he has a motor. He doesn't get tired. That's why he's fun to watch.
What, if anything, have you told Jason about managing the emotions of Saturday?
We haven't even talked about it. I'm certain that there will be some emotions there for him personally, but it's basketball. He just got to be ready to go, and we're confident that he will be.
Coach, last few games the team's been heavily reliant on the three-point game for offensive production. What can we get, or why, as a team, has significant production from inside the three-point arc the last few games?
Yeah, I mean, I think teams are doing a good job of protecting the rim. When we get in there, it's not that we're not trying. We're certainly trying to get in there and make the proper plays and reads, and I think we have. And sometimes when the rim is taken away, all of a sudden the outside is open, and so you kind of have to take what the defense gives you. And we've had some opportunities near the rim where we've just fallen a little bit short, quite honestly. Some of that's in transition, some of that's in the half court. A couple of baskets here or there. The other day, it's a different ball game, and they didn't go in for us, and it's unfortunate, but we're working every day to get a little bit better.
Roosevelt Wheeler, what's he need to do to get out there more?
He's just in a tough spot right now. He's working hard. He's a great teammate. But as you get deeper into the season, the work that needs to be done was, earlier in the season, right? And when you get into rotations and stuff like that, unfortunately, he's the third big right now, and it's not to say never, that he won't ever get in, but. At this point right now in the season, he is the third guy, and it's like quarterbacks, right? It's kind of how it works out. And we love him, we love, him as a kid. He's been a great teammate to everybody in a difficult situation, and we're proud of him for that. We all learn through different situations, and the key for him is just to stay ready, if his number is called.
I think you said right after the game that, it was an impressive final play to get the rebound tip, to get Jason a second look, the way that went.
Yeah.
How do you balance commending that versus, sometimes the threes fall, sometimes they don't fall? When you break that down with the team,
Yeah,
you
I think it
keep
didn't
that
come
back.
down to that last shot.
Yeah.
I think that's ultimately, our message to the team. We missed 41 blockouts in that game. And, that's a controllable thing in basketball. And, it was one of those things that we knew right after the game, immediately we were going to be sick. We're talking about it as the game is going on, and we didn't control the things that we needed to control in that second half, all right, to give ourselves, a better chance to win. And it always hurts when you're up as much as we were, right? And when you end up, faltering and losing a game, you feel like you should have won. But, early leads are fool's gold, in basketball. And, you can't win a game in the first half. You have to have the balance of both halves. And, we were right there, on the road, in a tight game, up 2, with a chance to, to win on the road. And, it didn't happen for us, and we're certainly disappointed about it. And, we got that last stop, and then we were attacking down 1, and, probably a foul there at the end, and we were told it was a foul after the game, which is, part of it, but it wasn't called, and it is what it is. So, got to move on.
Is there, I'm ignorant to all this, is there a review mechanism? You
Oh
said
yeah,
it's
we
up to
send
the
in
league,
clips.
letting-
We
okay.
review. We have a process every game of evaluating refs and all that, and no different than we evaluate ourselves after every game. They have to be evaluated in terms of calls, and they're human. They're not gonna make every right call. Certainly not making every right call from a basketball perspective, players and coaches, and so they're a vital part of the game, and we certainly trust them. But it's a tough thing when it's moving that fast.
With the box outs, was that something you sensed in the first half, that it was maybe covered over by the lead, or was that something?
Yeah,
that was
they got
part
way
of
more in the second half.
Okay.
And some of that you can say is fatigue and this and that. But we just have to do a better job. Quite honestly, we have to be more physical. And we were playing, a heavy guard lineup, throughout the game, and certainly in the second half, right? Not having Sean out there changes the rotations a little bit. And so, that part of it was tough, because you've got, just a smaller lineup out there. And, Pride did an excellent job, but it's not something that we didn't know. Like, he's excellent at that. Like, that's one of the things that he brings to the Bonnie's team is his ability to do offensive rebound, and we needed to shut that out, and we did.
Coach, it seems like Fats has maybe lost a step in his confidence that makes him so good after limited minutes last few games. What are the conversations with him like?
Yeah, they're always positive, and it's tough when you're in the situation that he's in right now, because you're not getting the opportunity at length, right? That you're used to getting, and so same thing for Michael Bell. It's tighter, right? It's tighter situations, and the games are hotly contested, in conference. It just ramps up a little bit, and so. It's something that all freshmen go through, and they're both technically freshmen, right? And we think the world of both of those guys, and they'll continue to help us and continue to get better. Again, both have great attitudes, both really want to help the team win and have so far this season, and they just have to be ready when their name's called.
What are the biggest rivalry games that you've coached in your career, and what's your own level of excitement for your first VCU UR?
What are the biggest?
Biggest rivalry matchups.
Virginia Tech certainly was one. Charlotte Davidson was certainly one. I played in Hampton Sydney and Randolph-Macon.
And Saturday,
Utah State and San Diego State was always a big game. So yeah, there's you know, there's something to it for sure, but, you know, ultimately it's just got to be settled between the lines, right? And we have so much respect, you know, for Coach Mooney and his program, and they're often an amazing start, best start in 100 years or something like that. And I don't know what the number was, but it's you know, really impressive. They're playing excellent right now. They're playing the best of any team in our conference. And, you know, I do want to say too, it's great to see him healthy and on the sidelines and doing what he loves to do and what he's so good at. And, you know, that's a really cool thing for all of us to see. And having said that, we have a tough challenge, you know, coming up against them. They're really good. And we know it's going to be a hard-fought game.
Do you have time to keep tabs on the #1 team in the country down in Farmville? Or?
A little bit, yeah. I think a lot of my teammates are not going to be at our game. They're passing the Richmond VCU game and heading down to watch Macon and Sydney. So
Sold out, which I know
that's
is
where their
as big of a
allegiances
deal down
are,
there,
right?
but it's sold out, which isn't as tough to do down there as it is up here. But,
yeah, no doubt. So really, you know, both of those programs are so good. You know, Coach Merkles does a great job, you know, at Macon, and you know, obviously, you know, really proud of what Caleb has done, you know, in short order at Hampton-Sydney. So always fun to see those games.
Would you call Sean game time decision for Saturday?
Yeah, definitely at this point. Yeah, we're not sure, you know, how that's going to play out. We haven't had a practice yet, so we'll kind of see what he's up to today and tomorrow, and then, you know, we'll find out Saturday what's going to happen.
Anything else, guys?
Thank you,
All right.
Coach.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.